Hello guys, welcome to Miscellaneous UPSC. Today we are going to continue our class. Okay, what we have explained yesterday till there. From there we will be continuing. Okay, let us have a quick recap over our dynasties. Okay, what dynasty we have covered. Okay, from we will come from Mahajanapadas. Okay, I'm just having a mind map. Okay, first is Janapadas, right? Mahajanapadas. Then after who comes? Aranyaka. That is Magadha. Aranyaka dynasty. Next, who is next? That is Shishunaga. Okay. Next, who is next? That is Nanda. Nanda is a contemporary of, means at the time of Nanda dynasty, Alexander invaded India. That is you have to remember. Okay. After Nanda, who will be arriving? That is great Mauryan Empire. By who? By the kingmaker Kautilya or Chanakya. Okay, Mauryan Empire. Then after Mauryan Empire disintegrates right into Shunga and Satavahana. Okay. Slowly there will be a invasion from northwest as well, through which Indo-Greeks come, right? Indo-Greek come, Indo-Greek. Who are Indo-Greeks? One is Indo-Greeks, the another one is Kushans, one is Shakas. Actually, Shakas should be placed here. Okay, Shakas and Kushans. Okay, till here we have continued. Even Satavahana will continue till here. Okay, Satavahana. Why I'm doing is to show that these two are quite contemporary to each other. Okay, they were ruling simultaneously till some time. Okay, fine. Next, even these empires disintegrate, right? Who comes next? In north, Gupta comes. Guptas comes. Gupta dynasty. And in south, that is Vakatakas. Vakatakas. And even few other parts with like Andhra Pradesh, all those things with Ishwakas. Okay, that is what happened. After few years, even these empires start to integrate. So, in place of Gupta, who comes? That is Pushya Bhutis, nothing but Harsha dynasty. Okay, Pushya Bhutis or Harsha dynasty. Fine. So in south who comes? That is Pallavas. Even Pallavas are present here, but they have less power when compared to other things. So we can write like this. In west, that is Chalukyas. Chalukyas. Okay. Next who? The another is Pallavas. Okay. This is nothing. Let me remove this thing. Okay. Pallavas. So we are here. After that, even these kingdoms started to shrink. Who comes next? Let me change color to green. Okay. Pushyabutas. That is Harsha is replaced by few powers. I mean, in south only this exists, right? In south Chola will come, right? In few parts Pandya will also be, but their number is small. But in after Harsha, even some part of Chalukyans are occupied by Rashtrakutas. So we can say that like this we can add some part of north and some part of southern India by Rashtrakutas. Next, I'm just showing how these people are contemporary to each other. Okay, remember this. Contemporary is nothing but ruling at the same time. Okay, Rashtrakutas, there was a rules, right? Palas and Pratiharas. So next comes the history. What is that? Pratiharas will disintegrate into your Pala will go into Sena. Okay, but this is not important. But important is Pratiharas. That is Rajputs. These are Rajputs. Okay, Chahamans, Chandelas, Chahamans, Chauhan or Chahamana, whatever. Okay, they integrate. This is important. Who is this? In this, so many rulers are there, but our important person is Prithviraj Chauhan, because history starts from here, because he is the one. He was the one who fight with Muhammad Ghori. Muhammad Ghori. Okay, Muhammad Ghori. Muhammad Ghori. That is Battle of Tarain. In Battle 1, Prithviraj wins, but in Battle 2, Prithviraj loses to Ghori. That is where history begins. The beginning of Delhi Sultanate goes to Muhammad Ghori. This is how history begins. From here, we will continue. Okay, we will know about this. If you want me, so you can take. If you want, you can take this screenshot. Okay, this is how history happened and new modern history begins now. Okay, let's go into the picture. Fine. Okay, today I will make sure that there is a proper continuity from Delhi Sultanate. That is the reason I'm trying to bridge the gap. How actually Delhi Sultanate came into existence, because from Chauhan period to Delhi Sultanate, there was a small wars. There was important invasions by Muhammad Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori. Remember that these two people are different. Okay, these two are people try to uh, use these names one with the other, right? So these are different people. Okay, even in different times they came. Okay, if Ghazni came around 1000 CE, Ghori will come around 1100 CE. Okay, remember that time. Ghazni is associated with Ghazniyid dynasty, and this is Ghurid dynasty. Remember that. Okay. Okay. See what we'll be doing in next video. In next video, we will be starting with, that is here, Delhi Sultanate. Okay. And then after we will go into Mughals. Okay. Remember, friends, Sultanate is not used to these people. Okay. Mughals are entirely different from Delhi Sultanate. Okay. There is difference because Mughal have a descendancy with Mongol, that is Genghis Khan, right? With them, they have a some mother side from Genghis Khan, father side from Turmi. So actually there is a reason. Mughals don't like to be called as Mongols because this is these Mongols were barbaric. So that is the reason they don't like to be called as Mughals. This is the thing. But even we call them Mughals because they have a link with Mongol kingdom. Okay, that is it. This is the next video. Okay, from that we will be completing medieval period. Fine. Next it is clarification. What I have done is I made a small mistake yesterday. That is, I wrote here Gajini, but actually this is Gori. Okay, I'm extremely sorry. Inconvenience is regretted for that. Actually, that is Gori. Okay, Muhammad Gori versus Prithviraj Chauhan. That is the Battle of Tarain. Okay, that is the reason I am discussing. I have at the beginning of this slide I have told that there is a difference between Ghazni and Gori. Okay, the even both invaded India, but Gori made a difference. Why? He left a governor who will make a foundation for Delhi Sultanate. Okay, that is the reason there is a great significance of this Battle of Tarain. Okay, next. first we will be knowing about Gajini. Okay, who is this Gajini? Okay, see here you can find, right, this is an empire. This is an empire. First, here, who are these Gajini? These are people, these are soldiers or people who are mercenaries. Mercenaries means who fight for money. If you give money, they will fight for you. If other person gives the same money, they will fight for that person. That is a these people slowly started to act as kingmakers and slowly commanders, and thereafter uh, throwing away all the kingdoms which were present here and establishing a kingdom, that is Ghaznavid kingdom. Okay, remember that thing. Okay, there comes the Muhammad Ghazni, who is very ambitious. He want to spread his kingdom all around the Asia. So to do that, he need money. He need money because you know, right? India is known for its abundant wealth. Okay, so what he has done, he need a money for what? For laying a formidable kingdom at Ghazni. Ghazni is the capital of Ghaznavid Empire. Okay, Ghazni will be here, around here. Okay, remember that. From there, so he comes to, I mean, he invade India. See, Muhammad Ghazni is said to have made how many? 17 raids to India, mainly aimed at rich temples. That is mainly here. Here there is a Somnath temple or something, right? He attacks that temple and plunder everything. But what is the difference is he just plunder it and he will go to his kingdom. Okay? For, there was a war between Muhammad Ghazni and Indian ruler, that is Hindu Shahi kingdom Jaipala. Okay? Jaipala was defeated. From here he will enter India and plunder, and but he will leave again after. Even after in war of Vaihind, even he will be defeated. Okay? Next. That is what happened. He comes, uh, fought with the rulers of India, and he will fight with the rulers of India and plunders, and he will leave. That is what he used to do. Okay, that is the thing. Till when he was present, around from here to he was ruling. After that, Ghaznid empire will reduce. After this, when did I say from till when this Ghazni was ruling? Around 1030. Right? 1030. That is 1030. After around 1713, a new kingdom rises. That is Gurid kingdom. Okay, Gurid dynasty. Okay, from there rises a ambitious king. That is Muhammad Ghori. Very important. He is the person who is going to change, who will change the history of India. Okay, Muhammad Ghori. Okay, what does he do? Even why he attacks India? Even he want to expand his kingdom. Okay, see, like here, even Gori's kingdom was here. Okay, even Gori. Half part was his brothers, half part was Gori's. Gori wanted to attack India because same reason. That is very abundance of treasure in India. That is the main reason for invasions. Okay, but the kind of invasion made by Gori was entirely different because this time he will stay with India. He will leave some remnants in India. That's the difference Gori is going to make. Okay, let us know about Gori. First, first, this is India. I'm sorry, I can't, I'm able to draw, but this is India. From here, Gori tries to enter. This is Gujarat, but he was defeated by Solanki Bhima in the war of Kayadara. This is important. In first war, he was unsuccessful, but he will come from here. Even that will be unsuccessful because Muhammad Ghori will be defeated by the great Chauhan Rajput, that is Prithviraj Chauhan. See, Prithviraj Chauhan defeated by Muhammad Ghori in the Battle of Tarain. This is one. Battle 1 in the year 11, 11 91. Okay, remember. This is how actually happened. But after this defeat, what happens is, see, again Muhammad Ghori gathered a vast army and sent a message to Prithviraj Chauhan to be Muslim and accept his supremacy, but Chauhan rejects. You know already, right? There was no unity between Indian rulers. Even when Prithviraj Chauhan was fighting with Muhammad Ghori, he was not supported. That is what happened. If anything is disintegrated, it will be loose. That is what happened with India also at that time. So in that war, Great War, that is Battle of Tarain, Prithviraj Chauhan was captured and killed, marking the establishment of first Muslim kingdom rule over Ajmer. Okay, Muhammad Ghori returned to Ghazni, leaving his general Qutub bin Aybak. This is the important thing in the history. Okay, see who will he left? That is Muhammad, sorry, Qutub bin Aybak. Aybak. Okay, he is the one who establishes the slave dynasty. Okay, Malmuk dynasty, slave dynasty. Why slave dynasty? Aibak was a slave of Muhammad Ghori. You will get a doubt why he was left. Why Ghori did not believe in his son? There was a thinking that what they don't believe in their sons or their siblings or whatever their persons, because you know, right, they will conduct particides, all those things, the killing brothers for thrones, for whatever the reason they will do this kind of. For that, the Central Asian kings used to make their slaves as their next successors. That is the thing with this thing. That is the reason Aibak believed in, sorry, Gori believed in Aibak and placed him in India and left away. Okay, that is the thing. But after the death of Muhammad Gori, this Aibak announces independence and establish slave dynasty and lays the foundation for Delhi Sultanate. What is this Sultanate? Sultanate means Turkish king, Turkish ruler. Okay, that is the thing. Fine. Next, establishment of Delhi Sultanate. Okay, Delhi Sultanate. Fine. I already told. What happens? Gori leaves. His Go- Gori leaves his governor in India and leaves and die there. And this Qutub bin Aibak will. So he leaves his governor in Delhi and leaves. So this Aibak lays the foundation for Delhi Sultanate. Okay, that is what happens. So after here, that is slave dynasty. Slave dynasty. Then after Khilji comes, even Khaljis are Khilji or Khalji. Even these persons are governors of this slave. In the slave dynasty, who are there? One is Qutb bin Iltutmish, okay, Balban. All these persons are slave in present in this slave dynasty. Even Qutb bin Aibak will lay the foundation for Qutb bin Minar, right? Okay, remember that Qutub Minar is not named after him. Actually, it was named after his Sufi saint. Okay, remember that. People think that it was named after him, Qutub bin Aibak, but not him. Actually, he named after his saint. Okay, that is what happens. Okay, that was the first mosque. Okay, that saint is Qutub bin Bakhtiyar Kaki. Okay, remember that. Then after Khaljis, even these are governors of slaves, slave dynasty. Even Tughlaqs are the governors of this, because whenever there is a disintegration, decline in the empire, their governors will declare themselves independent, right? That is what happened. After slowly, slowly, Lodhis will be defeated by Babur, laying the foundation of Mughal Empire. This is history. This is how history has turned everything. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, see, this is the timeline which I was discussing. Okay, friends. In the next video, what we'll be doing is we'll be starting from here. That is uh, foundation of Delhi Sultanate. Then after we will move into Mughal rule till the end of that. We will be making a video. Okay. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. And make sure that your fellow aspirants know about these videos. All the best. Thank you.